What's up, crypto heads? It's your boy Crypto Trapper saying thank you for swinging by the channel. Your new home for expert analysis from an amateur nutshell. Please remember this is not financial advice and to do your own due diligence. So let's jump right into this, guys, into the why, the what, and when of the ISO 20022 system. I'm going to try and keep these videos reduced to a short amount of time. I'm going to leave all the links and information in the description of the videos and stuff, so you yourself can use the links and do your own due diligence, your own research, whatever. So that being said, this is the list of the what I've got laid out here. So first, we're going to get into the why. Now, why is it that we need a new system? Let's take a look at it. This is your world debt clock. Okay, this is what tracks all of the debt globally around the world. Okay, now looking up and down this page here, what do you see? The entire world is drowning in debt. Okay, so it's really not hard to understand why we need a new system. The old system, the old fiat system, whatever, is drowning and killing every country slowly, some more than others. United States, of course, is we're pretty good at drowning in debt. But yeah, so the whole world is drowning in debt. The old system is dying, it's destroying. Something new has to come along and be implemented to take over a new system, to better handle things, to keep this from being a debt-based system. There'll be those in the federal government who are for that and those who are against that. But whether you like it or not, we're in the new digital age and a new system is coming. They've already got it figured out. They've had it planned for a long time, which I'll show you here in a minute. But yeah, this is your clear evidence for why we need the new system. Let's take a look at it on a smaller scale, not globally. Let's take a look at it nationally. So nationally, United States, look at that number right there. That's what we're in debt. Okay. That number right there breaks down into about $91,325 per citizen of the United States that we are in debt. Just to give you an idea of just how bad, how far off in debt the United States truly is. $91,325 per person. Now that can be attributed to a lot of different reasons for why we're going in debt, from corruption to structure itself, whatever. But considering the current structure, this right here is supposed to give you a little bit of an idea about as far as the structure goes. Now, say these are the current system. Swift right here, of course, I'm sure you recognize from the Swift. And look at how everything communicates. It's a ricochet, bing bang, back and forth system that takes a long time to transfer anything, to move money, cross-border payments, down the street, credit cards, whatever it is that you're trying to move and stuff. It takes forever to do it because of this is the way that the system is currently structured right here. So we're drastically in need of a new system. It's on the way. So what is the new solution? Before I tell you what the new solution is, I want to say shout out to all the subscribers of the channel. Appreciate the 286 of you guys who have subscribed to the channel. On our way to 1,000, where we can do live breakdowns, live streaming breakdowns of all your favorite cryptos and stocks and all kind of stuff, whatever. That's our ultimate goal we're trying to get to. Also, don't forget about the 100 subscriber settlement challenge to win the XRP and SEC lawsuit settles. Whatever subscriber has guessed closest to the settlement number gets 100 free XRP shares transferred from my account to your account for being the one who closely guessed the settlement number. Okay, so now that being said, here's your solution. ISO 20022. This is something they've been working on for a long time, which I'll show you here in a minute, proof of that. This is the system they have prepared to take over the old fiat, the current SWIFT system that we've always known. And to give you an idea of what exactly the ISO 20022 system is, let's take a look at this super short video right here, which will give you an idea.
When people communicate, they often get confused and end up misunderstanding each other. Take the word football, for instance. It might mean one thing to an American and something entirely different to a Brit. Well, it's no different in the business world, where the stakes are way higher. Here, a simple misunderstanding can lead to disastrous consequences. So how do you improve communication, make sense of different meanings, standards, and formats, and get everyone in the financial sector on the same page? Easy. By using ISO 20022. the international standard that's designed to simplify global business communication. You see, ISO 20022 solves communication confusion. How? Well, it offers a global dictionary of common language that everyone can understand, so information can be processed and exchanged worldwide, clearly and consistently, making it easier than ever to communicate financial information between people and systems. What's more, ISO 20022 is a free and open standard, which means that anyone, anywhere can add their 2 cents to the dictionary to help write and build solid business standards right across the globe. Not only does ISO 20022 streamline communication for payments, securities, funds, foreign exchange trading, and credit card sectors, it also reduces risk, big time. ISO 20022, because common understanding leads to effective communication and makes doing business a whole lot easier. To learn more about ISO 20022, visit one of these websites.
That should give you some kind of an idea about what ISO 20022 is. Thought that was pretty good informational video there. And now referring back to a diagram to give you an idea of the difference of the way that it works. You remember the diagram I showed you before. Well, take a look at this diagram here. This is with the change, the ISO 20022 system, the way that this is worked. Instead of the old system, bing banging the communications and the messages, back and forth all over the place and stuff like that, it would work to where you had a central hub that they would all feed into and feed out of, making it faster, quicker, more efficient, etc. down the line. And again, I'm just giving you the general terms of all this stuff, guys. I'm going to leave you all of the links for everything that I'm showing you right now. Every single link, every page I'm showing you, the link will be in the description of this video. You can do your own due diligence, do your own research and stuff like that. So if it feels like I'm blowing through it real fast or whatever, it's because I'm giving you all of the links and all the information for you to do your own research or whatever. I've done the research, I know the information. I'm leaving it for you so that you can help make your own mind, not just follow what I do and take my advice and opinion about stuff, but you can form your own opinion on the information and do your own due diligence, make up your own mind. So all the links will be in the description of the video. Okay, so now this page right here on the ISO 20022 website, it says right here, you will find the status of the submissions received for the development of the maintenance of ISO 20022, the message definitions, external code sets, variants, and supplementary data. And what that means is that as these companies are testing the system leading up to the implementation, they have to report back to ISO 20022 on the results, how efficient it is and how it's working in their test runs and stuff. So looking down at the bottom of this page, you can see the list right here. It shows you the status date of when each one of these is being submitted back to ISO 20022 with the results and stuff like that, whatever. But more importantly to me, I wanted to see what companies it was or what groups it was that were reporting back to be used in the ISO 20022 system. So let's take a look at this right here. So right here, the status date, May 10th, as recent as May 10th, 2022. Now that's about 10 days ago. The European Securities and Markets Authority. Here's their page. Okay, pretty serious group there. Okay, let's continue the list. Swift, that's the current system. That's the current system that will be replaced by the ISO 20022 system eventually in time. Here's the Swift website. Again, I'm leaving all these links in the description of the video. You can look up and do your own research. Let's continue. Mojaloop. Have you ever heard of Mojaloop? They're a pretty serious company. I'm going to show you why. Look down who their foundation initial sponsor members are. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Google, and the Rockefeller Foundation. Need I say more? Those are the initial sponsors of this Mojaloop. Now, these people don't have their name on anything. There's not a serious get up. I went to news here. Look back right here on April 1st, 2022. How to make cross-border payments more efficient, convenient, and exclusive. Now, I want you to keep in mind this term right here, cross-border payments, okay? As we go through this, you're going to hear cross-border payments several times, and there's a connecting, there's something that connects that to the future videos that's very important. So keep in mind cross-border payments, that term, as we go through this. We're going to look at Ross Swift, which is next. Well, who's Ross Swift? I have no idea who Ross Swift is, right? So taking a look at who Ross Swift is. Oh, well, that's the Russia version of the Swift system. Now, does anyone else but me find that coincidental that right now the war with Russia is going on, and they're giving you the storyline in the news that Russia is being taken off the Swift system, when right here in the format of the ISO 20022 information, whatever, it has them directly linked, connected to reporting back to their results. Anybody else find that interesting? Let's continue. Keep going down the list. Nexo. Who is Nexo? Let's take a look at this. Oh, Nexo is a company that is about unlocking the power of your crypto. So here's our first little food trail connecting crypto to ISO 20022, the new system. Interesting. Let's continue. CIPS. I'm not sure if that's pronounced chips or SIPS, whichever one it is. Look them up. SIPS, cross-border interbank payment system. What did I just say a minute ago? Cross-border payments. Cross-border interbank payment system is what CHIPS is. Moving forward. Coming down to, oh, the Bank of England. Okay. Bank of England. You can go right here to the Bank of England website and type in ISO 20022 right here. And these are the articles already on the system. Technical resources for the migration to ISO 20022. Consultation response, a global standard to modernize UK payments to ISO 20022. ISO 20022 consultation paper, a global standard to modernize UK payments. Summary of changes to the bank's ISO 20022 migration announced in January 2022. And a new messaging standard for UK payments, ISO 20022. Now, the reason why I'm showing you all this is because a lot of FUD out there is going to try to tell you that it's a bunch of bullshit, whatever. What I'm trying to show you is the clear and cut evidence that ISO 20022, 1, is absolutely legit, and 2, that it's coming. How about the Berlin Group? Berlin Group, a European Standards Initiative. This is what I found interesting here. ISO 20022 SEPA card clearing. This little line right here. The Berlin Group has developed a SEPA card clearing SCC framework that offers a simple message extension to the SEPA direct definition for including additional card originated data in ISO 20022 payment messages. The message extension mechanism has been facilitated since the ISO 20022 2013 release. The ISO 20022 2013 release. Guys, it's 2022. I mean, you have to understand, the reason why I'm pointing that out is because what the trail and the clues tend to tell you is that this is something that's been going on for a long time. The system is pre-planned. Everything is pre-planned. The breakdown, the re-implementation, the setup, the companies involved, the people who were invested and who are really making this thing happen, whatever. This is all pre-planned. This is nothing new. So let's move on to the next one. CFETS. Who are these guys? Oh, a crypto and fiat e-trading solution company. Now a second time that crypto has been mentioned in the ISO 20022 information, whatever. Crypto and fiat e-trading solution. That's interesting. Okay, so I just mentioned days to you now. Now we're back at the status of the ISO 20022 submissions page where we got all the company references that we just now looked at right here. I want to show you something that I found. I went to the farthest date where the first implementation, the first report was made, right? On page 5. Look at this date. September 23rd, 2005. Swift and these companies reported back to the ISO 20022 to give resulted information on customer to bank payment initiations. September 23rd, 2005. Since 2005 at least, this has been planned. It's 2022. Nothing that's happening in the world right now is by mistake. The breakdown of the old system is absolutely planned so they can implement the new system. What's the new system? ISO 20022. If you don't believe that, you're in denial, because I'm showing you clear-cut evidence that this is already happening. This isn't something that's gonna happen. This is already happening. I'm showing you the trail to prove that it's already happening. Okay, so now I've shown you why we need a new system. I've shown you what the new system is going to be. I've even showed you some of the companies that are that leave an approved trail that it's legit. So now you need to know when the ISO 20022 system is going to be implemented and begin. So again, all the links are going to be in the video in the video description. You can do your own research, whatever. But let's take a look at when the new system is to be implemented. This is straight from the Swift website that you can pull up on the ISO 20022 implementation. Let's take a look at what it says. Supporting you in your ISO 20022 adoption journey. This is a release out to all banks and corporations who have to transfer over to the ISO 20022 system. I mean, they all have to become compliant in the system. And there are certain cryptos, certain companies who already are compliant. Most companies aren't, but they're in the process now. Let's see what the time frame is for compliance for the ISO 20022 based on what it says straight from the Swift website documentation. Adopting ISO 20022 in correspondent banking. By 2025, the high-value payment systems of all major reserve currencies will have moved to ISO 20022. By 2025, the high-value payment systems of all major reserve currencies will have moved to 20022. That's the end date. By 2025, it's done. ISO 20022 is a rich, structured, and extensible messaging standard that is increasingly becoming the de facto standard for the exchange of payments and reporting in high-value, instant, and other domestic payment schemes. All financial institution to financial institution payments and cash reporting will soon need to move to this global standard. Adoption of ISO 20022 will begin in the end of 2022. Do you see that? Adoption of ISO 20022 will begin in the end of 2022. That's this year. I mean, adoption of ISO 20022 will begin at the end of 2022 and will be followed by a 3-year coexistence period with legacy Swift MT standards, which will end in November 2025. So what that is saying right there is that the current Swift system is going to begin to implement the ISO 20022 system at the end of this year, and it's going to piggyback together a 3-year coexistence period, piggyback together, but the coexistence will end by 2025, which means that the new system will be in complete control in 2025. ISO 20022 will be in complete control of the financial system by 2025. Okay, and I've left the link to this document also in the description of the video. You can check it out for yourself. You can read the whole thing. There's a whole lot of information here. I'm not going to take the time to read it all. Now, just to give you a second source to show you the implementation dates, let's take a look at something else. Back here on the Russian Swift website that I showed you before, right? I snooped around a little bit. I typed in ISO 20022 right there to see if it would pull anything up. Sure enough, it did. Migration to ISO 20022 on the Russian Swift website. Migration to ISO 20022. Now, keep in mind, they're telling you mainstream media that Russia is being cut out of everything. Keep that in mind. I found this is the most interesting part. Swift announced the timing of the migration of the global user community to the new standard, which provides for a phased transition to ISO 20022 messaging transmitted over the Swift network using SwiftNet and Interact services. Preparation for migration from 2019, the beginning of migration, to the end of to the end of 2022. So it's saying from 2019, The beginning of the migration to the end of 2022 is the beginning. The completion of the migration by November 2025. It's exactly what the Swift page said. Now a second locale on the actual Russian website is giving you the exact same dates. I mean, do you need to see anything else to understand how legit this is? I mean, this is not a theory. This is not some mythical dragon. I mean, this is legit already happening in your world. Starting in December 2025, the exchange of currently used MT category 1, 2, and 9 messages on the Swift network will no longer be available. That's also just confirming that the two systems will piggyback on each other until 2025, and then eventually Swift will break off and no longer be a part of it, and the ISO 20022 system will completely take over, is pretty much what they're saying. If that's not enough for you, let me show you something else. Here on the Federal Reserve. Look right here, federalreserve.gov. That's the page we're on, guys. October 4th, 2021, another backdate. Federal Reserve Board announces the reserve banks will adopt a new message format for the FedWire Fund service and invites public comment on proposal to expedite the adoption. What's that mean? Well, let's do a little investigate. It says, the Federal Reserve Board of Money announced that the Federal Reserve banks will adopt the ISO 20022 message format for the FedWire Fund service. The change will allow for enhanced efficiency of both domestic cross-border payments. There it is again. Cross-border payments. Remember that term? Cross-border payments. And a richer set of payment data that may help banks and other entities comply with sanctions and anti-money laundering requirements. The board also invited public comment on a revised plan for migrating the FedWire Fund service to the new message format. Specifically, the board is proposing that the reserve banks adopt the new message format on a single day rather than in 3 separate phases as previously proposed. Let me say that again. The board is proposing the reserve banks adopt the new message format, ISO 20022, on a single day. But why do I say that single day detail is so significant? Because that's what speculators would call a moon day. If you're an investor, you're holding shares of companies that are involved and stuff like that, the new system takes over, you could call that a moon day. You would speculate that the value of the stock that you're holding, the company that is involved, would go up, right? Okay, that could be called nothing other than a moon day. The board is proposing that the reserve banks adopt the new message format on a single day rather than in 3 separate phases as previously proposed. Now, the last thing I want to show you is, we mentioned right here, the reserve banks adopt the new message format on a single day. That's what's being proposed, right? It's actually passed now. So they propose that it be implemented on a single day. So you have to ask yourself, what day? What day is the single day the reserve banks can transfer over to this new system? This tweet right here by Jeremy Hogan. When will Ripple versus SEC case end? Ripple thinks it will end sometime between August 26th and November 18th. In its pending class action, Ripple agreed to move the case start back to November 18th in belief that the SEC case will be finished before then. Of course, it can settle anytime. There's your window for your moon date. August 26th to November 18th. Here's the official court documentation showing what he just stated in that tweet. Matter of fact, if you look right here, class certification motion, August 26th to November 18th. There's your window for the moon date. So what have we covered, guys? We covered that we need a new system. We covered what the system is that they're implementing, what they're going to be replacing the old system with. We showed plenty of evidence that this has been going on for a long time. This is nothing new, whatever. And we isolated it down to when this could possibly happen. Please be keeping an eye out for the ISO 2002 Masterclass Level 2 video, which is who it is and is not, where I will break down and show you more evidence of who is involved with the ISO 20022 system, who is not. I will try to separate speculation from fact and get you guys on the right track for who you need to invest in if you're wanting to invest in the new system. But until then, guys, I appreciate all the subscribers. Appreciate you guys really listening to me, even though I've been detached from a steady stream of posting and stuff. I love all 286 of you guys who have subscribed. Thank you very much. We're on a slow drip trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so that we can go live and do live streaming breakdowns of cryptos that you like, look at technical analysis and all that kind of stuff, which is truly what I love doing more than this video stuff. But I've got to get us 1,000 subscribers first. We're going to get there eventually. Thank you guys for hanging in there and dealing with me and being patient with me while I get this stuff up. But eventually we're going to get to the point we're trying to be at and have a lot of fun with it. So until then, and at that point in time, catch you in the next track.